Welcome back to the discussion Smart Auto Shopping and Financing, sponsored by PenFed Credit Union on Federal News Network. My guests today are Ivan McBride, Vice President of Auto Lending Products and Sales at PenFed Credit Union. I'm your moderator, Scott Maucione. So in the last segment, we just talked about financing. What about refinancing your car? Sometimes your payments aren't necessarily working out. What are some options for refinancing and getting a different monthly payment?
No, we just came out with a really terrific refi campaign at PenFed. We had it running, mid-April, and it's gonna expire here soon. It was a great offer, a $250 savings deposit for bringing a vehicle that you got financed elsewhere to PenFed, and we had overwhelming response. A tremendous amount of consumers out there that are looking for opportunities to lower their car payment. We couldn't be any more happier with the success that we're seeing on the refi front. We're going to continue having programs throughout the summer. We think that a lot of consumers are out there and are considering refinancing their current vehicle. We've got great rates that can help them with that. Right now, I think refi, to Joe's point, is one of those opportunities for folks who are trying to control their budget a little more on a monthly basis. Might be a great opportunity for you. So I encourage them to get out and look for those opportunities. And again, I'm from PenFed. I'm gonna say PenFed is a great opportunity, but there are many other lenders who have opportunities for those folks who are in the market.
I wanted to move a little bit to this post-COVID-19 world that we're in right now. So a lot of people are a little more wary of jumping on a subway or something like that. So what sort of trends are you seeing around that? And, what might people be taking into consideration as we kind of de-thaw from this quarantine?
That's a great point, Scott. There's a lot of data out there that supports that folks are really concerned about, what's it going to look like next time I want to rent a car when I go to the airport and start traveling again, or do I want to jump into that Lyft or that Uber, not knowing who might have been there before me. Those concerns are valid. Public transportation. I've heard anecdotal feedback from folks who just don't want to ride either the subway or the metro or hop onto a bus, that may be looking for opportunities to purchase that, maybe that used vehicle, that lower priced used vehicle that's really good transportation. And there's some great buys out there for those types of vehicles right now. So the world is changing. We may see consumers look to make some purchases that maybe they didn't think they needed before. A lot of families may need that additional vehicle. They may want to not travel on an airplane this summer and may take a long road trip instead. So they're going to need good, reliable transportation. And certainly right now, used car opportunities at dealerships are going to be plentiful. They're going to have a lot of inventory sitting there that they're trying to sell, and are going to point you to some good quality used cars. Used car purchasing has been a trend in the market even before COVID-19 situation was here. We saw more and more consumers switch from new cars to used cars. Typically, those 2 and 3 year old used cars with, let's say, 50,000 or less miles are still considered low mileage vehicles and great purchase opportunities. So I encourage folks that are out there that are thinking about it, don't just look at a new vehicle. There's some great used car opportunities, certified pre-owned opportunities with a lot of the big manufacturers that come with extended warranties already or some sort of maintenance. And then hopefully you may look at a credit union like PenFed for your financing options.
And, I guess the option for that used car is you don't necessarily need to get a clunker. I think sometimes people have that idea of a used car as, something that's sort of broken down, but there are options to get newer cars that way too, right? Especially if you're trying to just use it for a cheaper car to just kind of go in and out of the city, right?
No, there certainly are. There's some great options on used vehicles. And I kind of mentioned what you want to look for. You want to look for those 2 and 3 year old used vehicles with lower mileage. So standard mileage on a vehicle will typically around 15,000 miles per year. So if it's a 2 year old vehicle, it could have up to 30,000 miles and still can be considered lower mileage vehicle. Those are great buying opportunities. A lot of the depreciation has already occurred on that vehicle. Remember, when you purchase a new vehicle and you drive it off the lot, it's going to depreciate 20 to 40% in the first 2 or 3 years. That's significant depreciation or value that you're losing in that new car purchase. So don't get me wrong. I buy new cars as well. And I'm like Mr. Leonard, that I lease my cars. I believe in short term. I like to turn over my vehicles every 3 to 4 years. But even some of the certified pre-owned vehicles that are out there offer some alternative financing options. I know that folks like Lexus and BMW and Mercedes and Toyota have certified pre-owned leasing programs that are on good quality used vehicles that they should consider. We offer a balloon walkaway option that we call Payment Saver Plus on up to 5-year-old used vehicles. So imagine a 5-year-old used vehicle you can get a lease-like payment on. And if you shop right and you do your homework, like we've mentioned several times now, there's some great opportunities for buyers.
Great. Well, I'd like to thank my guests today, Ivan McBride, the Vice President of Auto Lending Products and Sales at PenFed Credit Union. I'm your moderator, Scott Maucione, and you're listening to Federal News Network. For more on this discussion, visit federalnewsnetwork.com and search PenFed.